The last year and a half has been insane for Marvel Comics. We have been seeing some ridiculous upgrades and feats for our Marvel superhero community, and it's the entire roster. Let's talk about some of my favorite feats and upgrades that I've seen from the Marvel roster at this time, starting with my boy, Miles Morales. Our boy, the Daywalker himself, was controlled and influenced by a stronger and more powerful vampire, and it led to him biting Miles Morales. Miles Morales is a vampire now with even higher senses than he had before, plus he has a craving for blood. To get a solution for this problem, he went to the one and only Black Panther, and what did he do? They sparred one time and Black Panther was like, yeah, I'll give you a vibranium suit. What? Not only does this suit help insulate his vampiric bloodlust, but it also circulates and channels all of that electric energy that he is building within himself and doubles it. We got to see the Omega level mutant Storm of the X-Men join the Avengers. Not only that, we got to see her wield Mjolnir, become the goddess of thunder, along with her Omega level abilities, possessing the power of Thor. And on top of that, she got an even crazier upgrade. Not only is she protecting one universe, but now all of the universes, as she is now the host for multiversal eternity, the Eternal Storm. Nah. The Incredible Hulk pulled up on a clone of Thanos, and it got real intimate. You know this encounter went wrong if the Incredible Hulk is yawning, stretching while looking at the sky, while Thanos is on his knees quivering. You know it's bad when Hulk hitting that same pose that brothers do when they find out that she not as good as she was over text. He like, yep, let me call this weak bitch an Uber. To be fair, it only took one swing from the strongest stroke there is to change a full forest into an open field. He got to fight this absolutely epic looking wolf called Varkalak, the father of the Wolf Lords. And the Hulk proves once again that he is deserving of the title Unchained. He should never be physically imprisoned unless he is choosing mentally to be captured. In this current predicament, Hulk was in a mental battle with Banner himself, who was quite literally trying to sell his soul to an elder god from the Old Testament. The elder entity states that no being prior to the Incredible Hulk has even came close to breaking these chains, stating that these chains were forged from the same minerals, metals, and matter that the first cosmos was made from, aka the first firmament, a being so large that the multiversal form of eternity, a being that can hold the entire multiverse within him, is fitting within his mouth. The eldest mother, this lady right here, who is the elder entity that Banner is trying to sell Hulk's soul to, tells Hulk that the chains of Thul are unbreakable. Hulk literally pulls a Ricky when I catch you Ricky to Banner and the eldest mother, grabbing Banner from his body, ripping his spine out of him, and he breaks the chains in the process and goes straight for the eldest mother. Nah. Also got to see Hulk in a beautiful battle against the aliens from Alien vs. Predator, using karate chops and ripping off heads, showing that he can still heal from damn near anything, even the alien blood. Something else I didn't expect to see but I really enjoyed in that comic is the big brother and little sister relationship between him and Valeria Richards. It was lovely. We thought a facehugger got Miles Morales, but we get to see an intergalactic battle between two aliens. The symbiote wins. Then the symbiote facehugger merged with Miles. I'm not gonna lie to you, this suit tough. Real tough. And we got to see one of my favorite variants of Hulk ever. Ultimate Hulk walk down on the Avengers. To give you some context, the Ultimate Avengers has a solid roster. Lady Sif, Thor, Captain America, Wasp, Giant Man, America Chavez, She-Hulk, Hawkeye, and the Human Torch with Dr. Doom. But this brother here don't give a damn about none of that because he is the Iron Fist and you know it's bad. When the entire team pulls up to fight the rage monster known as the Incredible Hulk, and this brother is sitting there crisscross applesauce drinking tea. It's a trap! To make matters even worse, he was fighting with his hands behind his back like he's Darkseid. He used the atomic Iron Fist to uppercut She-Hulk to the upper atmosphere, until the leader of the team, Iron Lad, while preaching about Gandhi, drops a ×2 atomic Iron Fist that has the power of 32 Hiroshimas. Are you kidding me? He was about to crush Iron Lad like OG Broly did his father Paragus, but my girl saved the day and she got violated. Her efforts did not matter. That brother was already dead. Hulk had that brother hitting a Gojo and SpongeBob. What's the difference between these three? We got to see Thor with the Odin Force fight Zeus, and he drained Zeus completely of his power. Along with that, he created a new artifact, a rune belt, that allows him to tap into those same powers that he had during the Rune King Thor storyline. This version of Thor sacrificed both of his eyes to gain ultimate power, and he could just wave his hand and say "Begone" to the gods who sit above in shadow. This form of Thor basically one-shot reality by destroying the Yggdrasil tree. That means Thor is back to being really OP. Thor is also reunited with his son Magni, who comes from a universe that was destroyed in an alternate timeline. Just as Thor's title is the God of Thunder, Magni's title is the God of Strength, and the first display of strength that he does is wild. In one of the wildest, most disrespectful games of father-son catch I have seen in a while, Thor throws Mjolnir at Magni, and he catches it while being unworthy, and throws it right back. And what does he say? I thought it seemed a touch heavier. My opinion, this is just as insane as seeing Mark and Nolan throw a baseball across the globe. Emma Frost and Iron Man got married, which was really dope, and that led to Iron Man getting access to Mysterium. Mysterium being a special mutant metal that bypasses a ridiculous amount of magical properties and busted abilities. Just as a test, he made a cane out of Mysterium, and Captain Marvel couldn't break it with her brute strength. He called in Spider-Man to test his Spidey sense against the cane. Cane not only hit him and it hurt, but it bypassed his Spidey sense. Doctor Strange, while being the Sorcerer Supreme, used some of his strongest magic and still couldn't even put a dent in it. And Mysterium is something Doctor Strange will run into again not too far down the line. He made an absolutely awesome armor, and he was running down like Mr. and Mrs. Smith with his baby. Then he made it even better. That's when we find out Mysterium is stronger than adamantium. Ay Dios mío. When Iron Man has his full arsenal, especially with this bad boy, ain't too many people messing with him. Someone who doesn't give a damn about none of that, Jean Grey the Phoenix. Oh my. She fought against Gore the God Butcher, who merged himself with the All Black, becoming an aspect of the anti-all, and she literally said, "Look, I know you kill gods, but I am more than a god." Directly out of her mouth, "I am not a god, Gore. You are mistaken. A god has limits." She completely rematerializes Gore and the All Black as a being and sends him off and turns him into a star. Another person who don't give a damn about nothing that Iron Man is talking about. My girl, the Scarlet Witch. She was able to defeat the Griever at the end of all things, the living embodiment of entropy, of destruction, of the end of every universe. Same Griever that was able to one-shot Owen Reese, the Molecule Man. The same guy who was able to put an Omniverse in a shoebox. The same Griever that one-tapped Franklin Richards. Squaw! Put him in a coffin! Griever erased Scarlet Witch from existence. Using her probability, chaos, and hex magic, she brought herself back. Then pulled a Uno reverse and did the same thing to her, but scattered her essence across a million timelines. And in a later issue, showed the ability to not only be in multiple places at once, at the same time being cut in half conceptually and re-healing immediately. This magic was so powerful that it was able to hold down Wiccan, Tommy, and her other student. She basically sent 3 shadow clones to easily break through this 10th tier eternal damnation purgatory magic that had her kids jacked up. Wanda also has her own form of hell that is completely different from Mephisto's, where she can send magical entities like this brother. It's like Lion said, I don't think anybody knows what Mantis has been up to recently, but goddamn is she badass. She got a look in her eye that I could really get used to. Since she's been learning and watching from Gamora, the most dangerous woman in the galaxy, she's getting better. My boy Groot turned into a valid crash out. Bro started consuming Star Destroyers. Now he's the size of a solar system called Groot Space. Oh, and that's just a few of them. Let me know your favorite. I could do a part 2.